Am I the a-hole for telling my brother that his own choices about our half-sister got him disinherited? I have 3 full siblings, and a half-sibling. I'm the youngest, a middle brother, and an older brother. When my mom was 5 months pregnant with me, she found out that my father was having an affair with a married co-worker who was 8 months pregnant. It was revealed that the married co-worker's baby was my father's. She divorced my dad. My dad was a deadbeat. Mom was awesome growing up. Brother decided to have a 19th birthday party at my mom's house. Mom and I came home, and a girl was there. I realized that it was my half-sister. I was shocked. I had never really had any contact with this girl because we lived in different cities, and to be honest, I never had the desire to have a relationship with a stranger just because we had the same sperm donor. My oldest brother agrees with me. She tried to give me a hug, but I pushed her off me, and told her not to touch me. My mom, on the other hand, lost it. She asked him what the F she was doing here and how dare he bring her into the house. My brother said that he just wanted to introduce her to us, and they had been in contact for the past 6 months, and he looked my way for help. I looked away. He took her home and we sat down for a family meeting. My mother essentially told James that him having contact with our half-sister felt like a stab in the back, and that the sight of that girl brought out all the ugly feelings that she had pushed down years earlier. After noticing that nobody but himself wanted contact with her, he told us he wasn't going to have contact with her. I thought that was that, and life continued as normal. My grandmother passed away, and left everything to my mother, who was her only living child. Mom drafted a will where she split that inheritance between us 3 equally. 3 months ago, my mother and older brother ran into my brother at Starbucks with my half-sister. Turns out that my middle brother had been letting her stay in the apartment that my mother had paid for, and she had been there for the past 4 months. My mom said nothing at the time, but a couple days later she emailed us a copy of a new drafted will. She had split the inheritance between my eldest brother and I in half, and had left middle brother $25 and my grandfather's beater car. He lost it, came to the house and asked me how mom could do this to him. I instantly rebutted with well, what the F did you expect? And he called me a raging female dog, and I told him he was an ungrateful a-hole. Mom pays for your tuition and your bills and you decide to house the one person that she told you she has issues with. My mother hasn't stopped paying his tuition or kicked him out of the apartment, so it's not like she left him destitute. Him being disinherited wasn't even on the table at the time during the first conversation. My mom told him to keep her out of her house and out of her life. He said, okay mom, I'll just stop talking to her because I can see how much it distresses you. Nobody forced him, nobody brought it up, he did so himself. My mom wrote him out because she found out he was housing her on her dime. And during the time that she was there he was asking for extra money and my mom would just send it. When she found out, she secluded herself for a couple days and then sent the email. He lied to her face and used her money to house and feed her. I don't think she would have cared if he was using his own money, but my mom works her butt off to provide for us, and he turned around and used it on someone whom my mom can't stand. Update. I asked my mom why she was so upset to the point of cutting him out, and she said I have 2 sons and 1 daughter, not 2 sons and 2 daughters, and he made me financially support her while hiding her. This all happened 4 months ago. When my mom and eldest brother saw them at Starbucks, mom immediately walked out and went to her car. The elder brother asked him about her and the middle brother has never been the one to do well under pressure and blew up and told him she's been staying at his house. They came home, mom went upstairs and virtually disappeared for a week. My oldest brother gave me a breakdown. After the whole ordeal, middle brother asked her to move back into her parents' house. No, her mother and stepdad weren't abusive, they just don't let her get intoxicated in their house. And I know this because for the last 4 months, my middle brother has been trying to rebuild the relationship he previously had with all of us. He lied to everyone about her, and would act as hell now that I think about it. Always saying he was hungover and that's why I couldn't go visit him in his apartment. At this point, I don't care if he talks to her or not. I truly don't, and all I've ever said in this thread is that my eldest brother and I won't. But if one day the eldest brother decides he wants another sister, that's his business? As long as he doesn't try to bring her to my wedding or Thanksgiving at mom's, I don't give a damn. Regardless, I think the middle brother is more interested in regaining his part of inheritance than in talking to her, so everyone painting him as a saint needs to realize this. He threw her out the moment he saw she was messing with his finances. And I know this because I received an irate message from her on Instagram 3 days ago asking me why I hate her so much to the point that James decided to drop her in favor of us. I told her no one asked him to drop her, he did so because he wanted his part of inheritance back, and I didn't hate her, I just didn't want anything to do with her.